An American author named Clarence Buddington Kelland once said, "My dad never told me how to live. He lived and I watched him do it." And surprisingly, Sigmund Freud once stated, "I cannot think of any need greater in a child's life than that of a father's protection." Many children today are growing up without fathers, and I bet in this room many people do not interact with their fathers on a daily basis. It is a tragedy in this country because children need their fathers in order to develop properly. Otherwise, issues will arise while they are growing up and in their future. First, we will discuss the problem of fathers being absent in the homes through statistics, and then we will discuss ways to remedy the issue in the future as well as at the present. Many children are growing up without fathers in the home today. If there is no bond between a child and their father, issues start to arise. According to Courtney Baker, a counselor and family therapist at St. Louis University in Missouri, published in a thesis on 2014, stated, "Research in general shows that children who grow up with an absent father generally have more negative outcomes, while children who grow up with an involved father have more positive outcomes." Many kids are growing up without fathers today. Joyce Martin and others from a division of Many kids are growing up without fathers today. In an interview between Claudio Sanchez, an education correspondent for National Public Radio, and best-selling author Alan Blankstein, on June 18, 2017, Claudio Sanchez said that 24.7 million kids in the United States live without their biological father in the home. Gretchen Livingston, a senior researcher focused on fertility and family demographics at the Pew Research Center, in an article published on January 8, 2018, said 24% of fathers in the United States do not live with at least one of their children, and 17% of fathers in the United States do not live with any of their children. Kim Parker, director of Social Trends Research, along with other collaborators in a Pew Research Center report published on December 17, 2015, found that only 46% of children growing up today live with a mother and father who are in their first marriage. So that means only 46% of children are living with their original parents. In the interview I mentioned before between Claudio Sanchez and Alan Blankstein said that children who grow up in homes with an absent father are 4 times more likely to grow up in poverty, and that girls who grow up with an absent father are 4 times more likely to be pregnant as teenagers. Wayne Parker, a certified life coach and speaker on parenting and family issues, cited a study done by the U.S. Department of Justice on March 29, 2018, stated in an article that 63% of youth suicides are from fatherless homes, 90% of homeless and runaway children are from fatherless homes, 85% of those with children with behavior disorders are from fatherless homes, 70% of kids who drop out from high school are from fatherless homes, 70% of kids in juvenile centers are from fatherless homes, 75% of adolescents in substance abuse treatment centers are from fatherless homes, and 75% of rape due to dissociated anger are done by those who grew up in fatherless homes. Now that we have discussed the issues that arise from not having a father present, or the statistics and things that happen, we can pinpoint why this is the case, because children feel may feel rejected because if they don't know the reason why their father is not with them, or because... And then now we will go into the solution. So since many children do not have families at the present, the solution we can do now is offer mentorship programs, such as Big Brothers and Big Sisters of America, to mentor kids who grow up in single-parent homes, and then will reduce the risk because they will offer a perspective that's missing in their life. So strong male and female leaders to show them how to behave and to lead as an example. And then solutions for the future are to know that one of the main purposes for marriage is to raise children, and that you need to work with your spouse to do what's best for the child. But of course, in some situations, you may not always be able to stay together, because let's say you get married to just a bad person who abuses you, then you need to get out of that situation. But we're talking about the best situation possible. You need to stay together for the children. And I think this is very practical for the future, because none of us are married yet, and we can all plan ahead. And then for right now, the mentorship may be a little bit hard, because a lot of these kids some of these kids who grow up without a father aren't the most socially receptive, or they don't open up as easily because they have emotional and psychological problems. And then finally, we need to fathers are needed in the home because many issues arise when they are not present, and it is a tragedy that fathers are not present in the home. But since we need to solve this issue right now and in the future, because the children are the future of the country and they will lead our communities, families, be in the workplace, and we need to make sure that our country gets better because children are the future.